Hello, me lovelies. Well, just thought to do this video in response to a community post MMA philosophy has put up, which I've been wanting to talk about. Now, before it starts crying, "Ooh, I'm being cyberbullied, ooh, I'm being cyberbullied by an it thing, whatever it is, I'm being cyberbullied, ooh." Oh, God, how embarrassing. Saying that me, who's a year off 60, intersex, wears makeup, is terrifying him online and bullying him. Yeah, and it's when you consider what he's talking about here. Anyway, because he's more or less got a bad reaction, quite rightly a bad reaction to what comments he's made about women who make allegations against men of assault or GRAPE, you know what I mean. He's not like he reckons that people's responses are due to them being woke. Not that what he said is absolutely vile and disgusting. It's just being woke. And so he said, is Britain turning too soft? Yes, we need to go back how it was 30 years ago. No, these are great times. M2 movement. Woke is great. So again, why has he put Me Too movement? This man is not really safe around women as I see it. It's attitude I'm talking about. I'm not saying he'd physically do anything. I'm saying his attitude. And he's putting up pictures of his daughter. Oh, my daughter this. Well, let's go back in a time machine, MMA philosophy. Let's not go back 30 years ago. That will only take you to the mid-90s. Let's go back before there was what you'd call back then a PC movement, a politically correct movement. You have to go back pre-80s to the 70s. And I, old fart that I am, grew up in the 70s and can remember it clearly. So I know what it was like when it was pre what you'd call nowadays woke and what it's like now. Now, I'm not going to go into full details of it, but what I'm going to do is let you know, not just you, I think people like, what's his name? The Viking fella. Danny G, the real Danny G, who goes on, he's a man, and the woke people now ruining everything. Need to learn a lesson about what men were considered to be like back, or were expected to be like back then. And had been expected to be like that for, hundreds of years before then. One, a father, which you are MMA, aren't you? A father was expected to go out to work and provide for his family. He had to be married to his partner and live with his partner. He wouldn't be living somewhere else, getting his partner pregnant, then expecting the taxpayer, nurses who worked in hospitals, cleaners, people going out slaving for a wage. He didn't expect them to bring up his children. And anyone on benefits then, especially a man, was looked right down upon as being less than dog cack on the floor. Because society dictated what a man was, and especially what a father was. And they had to work. Back then, benefits, you couldn't really, it was hard enough struggling trying to when you were working, getting food on the table. And that's what people were doing. They were just working basically to put food on the table, half eaten and light. So, and the benefits, when you were on benefits back then, oh my God, it wasn't easy. It was just so you didn't starve, basically. That's what it was then. But you were looked down upon. Even disabled people with obvious disabilities were expected to work. It was only in very rare cases, let's say there was a depression or there was a slump in job opportunities. That's the only way anyone could claim the dole, as it was called back then. I don't think they even had PIP. They had sickness benefits. I know that. But when you're going on, and this amuses with people like MMA philosophy, trying to dissect and make out we should go back to the when men were men, then he wouldn't be classed as a man. He'd be classed as an absolute embarrassment. He's not paying for his own children to be clothed and fed and housed. He's going around, I don't know what the condition he is, but he looks perfectly healthy to me. And as I say, you see people in wheelchairs working. You see people with one arm working back in the 70s. You know, when they were real men, pre the what you call now woke period. So before you start trying to defend yourself by saying that really you being pulled over what you've said about women who make allegations of abuse towards men, and you're trying to cover your ass now by saying, oh, it's just wokeism. In the past, I can assure you now, you wouldn't want to visit their MMA philosophy. You wouldn't want to visit there. And ironically, it's only because of, if you want to tell me, wokeism that put people's rights first that you're able to claim pip at all. Think about it. Think about it.